Hi everyone, Chad here, Chad Benenfeld. Um, Decided that I'm going to keep a video diary. So most of you know that I am currently on a national tour. I have been posting on my Instagram site as well as Twitter, which is a new account that I just started. So if you haven't friended me on Twitter, then please start to follow me because my followers are dismal. The numbers are just horrendous and it's a little embarrassing actually. But seeing as how I'm not even on it for 1 week, I'm going to give you all a chance to get on there and follow me. Um, my goal is not 100% narcissistic, although I am trying to document this experience so that way I can keep it forever. But also, I figured it's a good chance to let all my friends and family go on tour with me and get to experience what I'm experiencing. So, for those of you who don't know, I have been working with a marketing company for the past almost 4 years now, locally in South Florida, and also I did some events nationally out in California for the Moet Hennessy portfolio. It's a large luxury brand portfolio of wines and spirits. Well, one of the brands is a champagne called Veuve Clicquot, and they teamed up with Airstream, the RV manufacturer, to tour the country during the spring and create exciting consumer interactive type events, things that are not as common as what they usually do. So I was tapped to be the national tour manager, and I actually started on February 28th. Today is April 17th, but the first leg of the tour was sort of like a trial leg, and um, also, I did not have the ability to make these recordings yet, so I decided that for the main leg of the tour, which starts here in Houston, which is where I am now, um, to go ahead and start to document this not only pictorially with Instagram or with words on Twitter, but also with this video diary. So um, here's a little placard for the tour. This is what they gave out last night at our first event, and it documents the different days that I'll be in the different cities in Texas. And if you want to know a little bit more about Veuve Clicquot, it's a really interesting brand, a really storied brand. It was started by a woman basically who changed the face of champagne. She was born in the time of the French Revolution. She has a really interesting story. There's a really great book if you're interested in reading it. The Widow Clicquot, which is what Veuve Clicquot translates into, Widow Clicquot. One of the first women to own and uh, manage a multi-million dollar international corporation, which in the late 1700s was unheard of to begin with. So, and I understand that the book was also optioned recently and they'll be making a movie out of it. So, it's definitely a good read, historical, interesting, so I recommend it. But more than an advertisement for the brand, I really want these video diaries to act as a memory, a way for me to remember this tour, my experience on it, the people that I meet on it, and just the different things that I learn as I go along the way. So just to catch you up, today is Wednesday, April 17th. I've been here since Sunday. I got here Sunday night. I picked up my tow vehicle, which is it is a 2013 Sierra, GMC Sierra Denali edition. It is sweet. Uh, Very comfortable, easy ride, luxurious, all the amenities. I couldn't be happier. It makes for a very comfortable drive. And seeing as I'm driving across the country, comfortability is a plus. Um, I'm towing a 2012 Eddie Bauer Edition Airstream. It's a silver bullet design Airstream, 24 feet in length, 9 feet high, fully loaded. It's got audio visual equipment in there, has a full-sized bedroom, but we took out the bed and put in extra lounge seating, so there's lounge seating in both ends of the trailer. In the center is a shower and a bathroom and a kitchen and refrigerator and cupboards and all that kind of stuff. So it's a real nice piece. There's pictures of it on my Instagram, which my Instagram name is Chadooll, spelled Chadooll. And for those of you who know me for a long time, then you probably already know the origin of that nickname. Suffice it to say, I've had it since high school, and it doesn't seem to be going anywhere. Also, you can follow me on Twitter, and also my name on Twitter is Chadooll, Chadooll. So, having said that, let's talk about Houston for a little bit. I have to be honest with you, I was a little nervous about coming to Texas. Texas was always one of those states which intimidated me, and I wasn't really sure what to expect. I figured it'd be a bunch of beer swilling, gay bashing, super macho, steak eating, conservative attitudes. But I have to be honest, I'm really impressed. I've had a really good time here. Everybody's been super nice. I've had a lot of things that I needed to get accomplished in association with the tour, errands, getting cars serviced, getting the trailer detailed and stuff like that. So I've been dealing, with all the different segments of Houston world, from, mechanics to having to eat in restaurants, the hotel I'm staying at, and then of course the luxury side because the brand and their events are all luxury oriented. And across the board, I've met nothing but friendly people and had a good experience. I was surprised to find a very southern charm to the city. I didn't really consider Houston to be part of the South, but as someone told me recently, they have a closer kinship to Louisiana and New Orleans than they do the rest of Texas. And you definitely get that feel here. I see a lot of crawfish type places. I see a lot of Cajun restaurants. And again, you just get that feeling of the Southern charm, which of course is really nice. So I basically have just been running errands and getting work done and eating in regular type restaurants. Last night was our first official event. It was at a place called Brasserie 19, and it is in Houston. Houston proper. Where I'm staying is in Stratford, which is a little bit outside of Houston. I'm staying outside of Houston so I could be close to the trailer, which is being stored out here. So it's easier for me to be closer to the Airstream than it is to be closer to the venues. So that's why I'm out here. But yesterday, last evening, we were at Brasserie 19. It was a really nice spot. They had a great crowd. We brought the Airstream out. We set up a little courtyard area with the Airstream and some fake grass. We laid down and put some cocktail tables. They were offering Buclico at a special rate, and they had free oysters, free raw oysters that they were shucking right there for you. And everybody who came, I think, had a good time. They had some free oysters, drank some champagne. There was lots of bottles being sold, so I'm pretty sure that it was a successful event. And of course, people were really interested in the Airstream and touring it and asking all kinds of questions and stuff like that. But I thought it was a really nice evening. The weather could have been a little cooler. I mean, it's pretty hot down here, hot and humid. But overall, it was pretty cool, and I had a good time, and it was nice. But the best part of the night was getting to meet some of the local characters. I met two especially nice people. One nice lady was named Sharon, and her friend Devon, and they were so kind. They gave me some ideas of where are some local hotspots to maybe get a meal or see something to add to my trip. And so they told me about this place called the Breakfast Club, club spelled with a K, and mentioned that they thought it was voted the best breakfast restaurant in the country, something like that. And of course, breakfast is my favorite meal. So I said, wow, that sounds great. I really have to check that out. And about an hour or so later, Devon comes over and says to me, how do you feel about people crashing your meals? And I said, well, I'm by myself and I don't really care. I would appreciate any kind of company that I can get for sure. And she looked at Sharon and said, "Hey, what are you doing tomorrow? What do you think about, crashing Chad's meal?" And of course, they both thought it was a great idea. And so after I ran some errands this morning, I met my two new friends at the Breakfast Club in Houston. I had the catfish and grits, which was amazing. The grits had butter and cheese on it. The catfish was a perfect fillet, nicely breaded, not overly breaded, but not wimpy either. Just added a nice crispy outside with awesome, delicious seasoning, which made it very nice and savory. Um, and then you had a choice of toast or a biscuit. I chose the biscuit because, I mean, a good Southern biscuit, you can't beat that. And also you had a choice of eggs or potatoes. And since I already had grits and a biscuit, I figured I'd go for the eggs, which I got sunny side up. And of course, I covered the whole thing with a Louisiana hot sauce, which just brought it to perfection. And I really, really, really enjoyed that meal. Was an extra treat to get to meet the owner, who Sharon and Devon both knew because they're pretty regulars over there. And we got to talking about Houston, and he grew up here, and how it's becoming a more foodie type city, and a lot of the restaurants are now being run by James Beard nominated chefs, and a lot of the cooking show contestants and finalists are opening places around here, and they're getting a real reputation as a food city now in Texas. I can't say that I've been to all that many restaurants. I've been to a couple. One of them was a Hooters just because it's right next door to my hotel. But if this breakfast place is any indication, then this is definitely a good eating city. I had such a good experience at this restaurant. They were friendly. It was nice, and in a really cool, hip part of town. All the stores around there seemed to be really young and modern. There was a cool, like, old-fashioned style barber shop around the corner, but done with like a very modern flair. Next to it was a beauty parlor, which seemed to be associated to it. A vinyl record store was also on the block, as well as a little cafe connection type place. The crowd seemed young and hip, and I could definitely say that if I was staying longer, I would go back for sure. But I'm not. I'm leaving tomorrow to go to Dallas. So tonight is my last night in Houston. I do have a little work that I got to get done here in a little bit. And then I plan on taking myself out for a steak dinner. I figure when in Texas, you got to have a steak. So I got a couple of names of places. I'm going to figure out which one will be the winner. And then I'll let you all know how it went when I get back. So keep in tune here. I'm going to be updating my video diary almost daily. I hope that I will be able to do it daily, and that way I'll have a document of my experience, and I'll be able to bring you all along on the ride too. So keep watching. All right, I'll see you later.